Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong.
Oops, said it right the first time. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the BTSI Show. Yo, it's Chris Drake. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be a interesting episode to say the least today. And I just like that, I just forgot why I came on IG. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get my points ready. So, do me a favor, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all social. Links are located in the description. $sign the BTSI shows the cash app. Participate, waive all rights and privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 during the cash app giveaway. If you are a wrench holder on my page and you do not see your wrench anywhere, players fuck up too, my bad. Please type in the chat, where's my wrench, so I can get that fixed immediately, okay? So, there was there's a lot that transpired from last week to last episode, excuse me, till today. And this warrant for this title, Respect My No. A lot of things got misconstrued in the past decades with the S, plural. We're going to make this right once and for all. So, I won't, if you guys was tuning in to any of my Get It Off Your Chest this week, I spoke on a particular issue, two of them to be exact, which inspired this show. I know some content creators, excuse me, commenters or contributors are still carrying this conversation out. Um, Hopefully, this is the last time. I won't mention um, one gentleman's name. I'm not going to mention the other one. Yeah, I'm probably not going to mention both of their names. Hopefully, I don't. So we're gonna, but I have a smarter. My audience is smart enough to know who I'm talking about. So let's lead this at the congregation today, in front of the congregation. We're gonna drop it right here. Hopefully, nothing new transpires. That's especially that's what we're talking about, and we can move forward. So before we get into the episode today, let's start with quick hits. Now, with all this thing about domestic violence going on in the world, well, I guess this makes sense. Joe Budden gave his opinion on the. So I wasn't going to say his name, but whatever. And that's not the guy. The other person's name. I'm definitely not going to say. I'll say his. I'll say Diddy's name. It don't matter. Joe Budden made a comment on Diddy's apology, like everybody else that has. I did. I thought that was a garbage ass apology. Even he thought so too. That um, sparked. Excuse me. Oh, they took it down. Well, don't worry. That's why I have to say. That sparked Tahiri, Joe Budden's ex, to say something. Here is. I gotta learn how to reset this. Here's Tahiri's response to Joe Budden's apology. Excuse me, Joe Budden's response to Diddy's apology. Fuck out of here. Who? The irony. This is so triggering. I remember Joe throwing me down a flight of stairs, dragging me back into the house, and me having to talk him into letting me go for hours. This whole shit took me out. So hard to watch. So sorry for Cassie and every other woman who is currently going through it or has ever gone through it. It's tough. Oh, and for the record, real quick, that Diddy's apology video, I kind of figured this, but I don't know why I didn't mention it. He didn't. He's not allowed to say Cassie's name in public, just like Cassie's not allowed to say his name in public. However, you Diddy could um, made made some indirect approach to it to say I'm talking about Cassie, but I can't let you guys legally know I'm talking about Cassie. So still, that was a trash ass apology on Diddy's part. Now, Joe Budden responded to Harry. Let me see. Did they pin? Okay, good. They still have our comment pin. Good. Joe Budden's response: You are lying. Excuse me. You are a lying, failed gold digger that has abused, targeted, and manipulated many men. Outside of me, you lack an identity, which is why you tried desperately to attach yourself to me for over 15 years. The last time I saw you, I purchased a mattress from you, and you were happy you made the sale. You were fine then. There was that night, excuse me, after Starlet 6 years ago, when you invited me inside your new place. You were fine then too. You were on my body your entire last stint of loving hip hop and tried your best to disrespect my son's mother in the process. I had to ask producers to keep you away from us like the cancer you are. Yet, you continue to slight my name online because it's your identity. I don't speak to you or about you because it's low vibrational. You're a low level Dickman con woman, excuse me, Dykeman con woman, yeah, Dykeman con woman that's been lying about you already know for ages. I pray you heal and move on one day. Hopefully, this is our last exchange. Prayers to all. real victims. That's Joe Budden. Okay, and Terry responded to that too. Let me see. Let me see. Did she do any more responses? Okay. Um, you can say whatever you want about me. Those that this is Terry responding. Those that know me know I'm not scared of you anymore. You can keep bullying, intimidating the rest. Those that know you and are around you also know the truth. Sad that they continue to enable your behavior. Your time is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I said I was going to make an unpopular. I have an unpopular opinion about this. Joe Budden is correct. Terry, what are you doing? What that man says is none of your business. What that man do is none of your business. You guys had a. You guys allegedly had a situation, a a toxic, violent situation, albeit alleged. Move the fuck on. If you're triggered, you have every right to be triggered. Stop bleeding your trauma on everybody else. You made an accusation against him. He said you were lying. You're more than welcome to press charges or take it to court if statute of limitation wasn't up or it hasn't been up or whatever the case may be. This is getting old. He is absolutely right. Every time we hear Tahiri's name, it has some tie in with Joe Budden. This actually gives credence to why Shawnee O'Neal, excuse me, Shawnee Henderson kept Shaq's last name. I don't want to hear no shit about no you doing it for the kids. No, I don't. No, I'm not. I'm not giving that to her. You're doing that because you know when it comes to your business acumen, it would be best if you had Shaq's last name versus your maiden name. Although you being Shaq's wife, you would have been just fine. When the case of Tahiri, nobody knows what she's doing, and quite frankly, nobody cares. If you actually legit been through something, I'm sorry you went through that. We all are. But I don't know who's been your therapist for this last 15 years, but you might want to switch this person out because they're not doing a good job. Hearing about him, seeing him should not bother you to this extent. So please do us all a favor. Move the fuck on. Because let's say if Joe did um, abuse you, which I don't know is all alleged, he's actually looking better in the light than you are right now. And your post, and this is the ultimate response to, um, yeah, you're right, but whatever. Quote, you can say whatever you want about me. Those who know me know. Anytime I hear that from somebody, I already know that person can see that they full of shit. I'm sorry. Tahiri, move on. And the next time your name is actually in the light, let it be something that you can stand on your own and not have any Joe Budden attached to it. Over 15 years, yeah, I'm tired of it too. Move on. You sound like honestly, you sound like a desperate ex girlfriend that's trying to get what she lost back. Next up, Evelyn Lozada. She made an interesting comment that I think is worth talking about. Seeing no abusers comment on domestic violence incidents is unacceptable. If you hurt others, you have no right to speak on these matters. We need accountability, not hypocrisy. Hashtag hold abusers accountable. Now, here's the thing with that comment. Current abusers, I agree 1000%. You should not say anything right now. You need to put in the work to fix the problem that's going on in your life. I totally agree about that. However, if you have a past, you put in the work, and you have receipts to show that what you were back then is not who you are right now, she's dead wrong. They have every right to speak against domestic violence. Now, are they going to are they going to be the first in line to speak out against it? Probably not, because their record's not too clean compared to others. But to say that they should not say a word is absolutely ridiculous. The OG's in the building. OG Speed, peace and love, and always strive for the truth. I hope you and your family's doing well. Blessings, brothers. Thank you, OG. See, some of these gatekeepers is taking a little bit too far, like way too far. To say you don't have a voice in the matter is absurd. You're trying to silence people that has experience in this area. You're trying to silence people who can actually tell you what mindset or emotional mainframe they was in to actually come to the conclusion to assault somebody. You're trying to silence those people. That is retarded. Sorry. Evelyn, if you're talking about current abusers, active abusers, she's right. I totally stand by her 100%. But to say that they don't have an opinion at all, no, you need to stop, because everybody has a past, including you. So don't do that. What's good? How you feeling? DJ Babe's in the building. And one last thing before we bring in the clubhouse team. Apple, and you know what? That was my fault. I think I can do this right now. Apple has said they are coming out with some new emojis for the new iOS, and you guys know me. I'm all for it, because I need ways to express myself without typing in so many words. I'm about to pull it up right now. I should have done this earlier, but it didn't hit my mind. Yeah, I'm glad with the new iOS updates that Apple is doing. Like I said, as a content creator, I like to find different ways to express myself in so little words. One second, we are almost there. Let's go here. Let's go here, and there it is. So yeah, here is the new. Oops. Yeah, so here's the new emoji. So you got the these look like some Halloween emojis. Although this one right here is probably me most days because I'm tired. That emoji is cool. You got a naked tree emoji. You got a shovel. You got a splat. You got a harp. You got a fingerprints, and you got some beats. Um, let's see. I can make, yeah. Like I said, I'll take it. I'm taking the sleepy emoji. Shout out to the harp players. That's not me. Fingerprints. I can definitely use that against somebody in the back and forth. Beats is not my thing. And okay, I think they could have done a little bit better with these selections with these emojis. I'm not really too impressed with it, but I like the like I said, this one speaks to me. The the like the bags under the eye, that speaks to me more times than not, because I'm always tired and I'm always working. It's a life you live, but hey, it is what it is. But like, so yeah, that was quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Tahiri, get the fuck on, move the fuck on. You can take Evelyn Lozado with you for that matter, and Apple. I'm Team Apple every day. I hope you got some more emojis on the way, because that's one. Yeah, that one was kind of weak. So let's let's see. Oh, there it is. Let's start the show. And actually, give me a second. Let me actually get my Clubhouse team in here. I know I should have set this room for a different time. Start event. Time. Hold on real quick. Mic check. All right, we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially here. We are five ways. We are five-way simulcast. Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and now we are on Clubhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure I pin the link to the top. Let me see. Please still be there. And nope, it wasn't there. Per usual. Let's try this again. Boom. All right, now we're in business. All right, so let's get into it. When it comes to respect my notes. Like I said, you guys been tuning in to what's been going on this week on YouTube. There was a story that was told. That story, by all means, should have been kept to that person's selves because I don't know what made him volunteer that information. That literally, and I mean literally, made no goddamn sense to me. Excuse my language. So, with the things that was said, it's worth it's like I said, it's worth the conversation we're talking about. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to the word no, like I said, it has always been the most disrespected word in the English dictionary. Nobody respect it because a lot of people is not stand grounded when it comes to the nose. They kind of like play around with it. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and find out the what's it called um definitions of no. Now, out of the seven definitions of no, um, let's just say it broke down to 21 definitions. So when you want to go to the arrow, which is a negative use to express dissent, denial, or refusal, as in response to a question. You can go to adjective of not used before, now, blah 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 blah. We all know what no means at this point in our adult lives. Yes, I say adult because there's nobody under the age of 18 allowed on this channel. So as adults, you know what the word no means. Now, now that I'm aware that you guys know what that means, and you guys already know what ideology I'm coming from, Christian, child of God, believer, God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Now, when it comes to a thought process regarding the word no, now some people are gonna say, why do you need a long ass thought process regarding this word? Because if you really understand how powerful this two letter word is, you will understand why it's being looked over and no one wants to take it seriously. So here's my thought process on this. Let me actually turn that part off so I can keep this on. It's incredibly alarming when we take the most minor word for granted. It is not it is not giving the respect and power it deserves. It is criminal. The word no is seen as a measly two-letter word. However, it could be the most powerful word in the dictionary. It's so powerful that it should not be misused for fun, games, regarding a severe matter. You must not take such a powerful word so lightly because it can save your life. When it comes to consent or seeking consent, that word is something you don't want to play around with. Anytime you hear the word no, stop what you're doing. Don't move any further than where you are at that time, because that can and will be used against you. If if there's something that you want and somebody says no, stop. Don't even proceed forward. Do not continue your walk forward. Just stop right there. But what about no? You see, I'm trying to no. How can I no? Just stop. If they say no, okay. Have a nice day. That simple, that easy. You see how much lawsuits you save? Do you see how much verbal lashbacks you just prevented receiving? All you had to do was just listen and honor the person's no. Now, the question is, when should you start respecting people's no's? When did it start? Starts as a kid, a child to be exact. When a child says no, you got to honor that no. Now, some people are going to say, in what scenario? In what scenario should a child's no be honored? Well, let's tackle that real quick, because a friend of mine brought this to my attention, and I know what some of you are going to say. No, she's not white. So when it comes to children, to always respect their nose, I threw out an example. Let's say it's time to eat. This is all you got. All you have is rice, steamed vegetables, and baked chicken breast or something like that, and a cup of water. Your child says no. Should that be respected? She said yes, trying to figure out why, and if that's the only thing you guys have in the house. She said that is not the only thing you have in the house. Now, when I was speaking, I was trying to speak in general because there's an audience that needs to hear this, and if the idea is to push an ideology on people, you can't just keep it to one person. But for the sake of that argument, we kept it to one. We kept it to one person. You have more food in the house that you can cook, and you know your children are going to eat different things. So why would you prisonize your children to eating what you want them to eat? Prisonize is not a word I made up on the spot, but it does fit. If you if your child says no and you continue to proceed forward doing what the child go against the child's wishes, the child's gonna grow older to realize my parents didn't respect my no, so I gotta expect the world to not respect my no. And good morning, Miss Doris. How you doing? And I had to think about that real quick. And it's like she has a point. It starts as it starts as a child. Now, from the generations that we came from, there's no such thing as telling your parents no. Now, for other record, I'm not talking about those extremes, those family secrets that no longer need to be secrets. They need to be told so people can be held accountable. I'm not talking about that. If a child says no, the answer is motherfucking no, and go tell your parents, or go tell another adult that's not on that type of time, so somebody can get their ass beat. When a child says, I don't, when they know, it's only for the sake of fact that they have options to choose from. You're allowing them to make their own decisions. You're allowing them some form of independency. But the thing about this is you're controlling their options. You're giving them the options to choose from. So they're going to sit back and figure out what did he get to eat. So that with that right there, I'm not opposed to doing. As a matter of fact, I'm not even opposed to adopting that philosophy or that ideology. I'm not opposed to that. So where does it start? To respect my no's, it starts as children. You're gonna have to respect these children's no's, especially if they have the option to say no because they have other options to choose from, especially since you as the adult, as the parent, control the options. So it starts as a child. The reason why, because it's a child, you say no. You get to teenagers, no means no. Excuse me. And when you get to your young adult age, to your adult age, you now know that your no's are not to be played with. So that way you can stand firm in your no. There's no trying to hug up on somebody and he or she's saying no. Well, ain't no he about this. I'm sorry, I'm still old school to a degree. I'm gonna keep it to the women. If there's no mistaking your no's for yeses or maybes or something like that. No, no is no. If he's rubbing on you and you saying no and you giggling and you playing around, no, you ruin your no. You compromise your no because now you're sending him mixed signals. Do I go? Do I stay? Like, what am I doing? A lot of people has, like I said, the most disrespected word is no. Now, let's put a principle behind the no, since we haven't, and I know we haven't. And depending on what generation you're from, you know for a fact that knows the knows from your day was not respected, and that's why where we are and where we at right now. Principle: my yes will always mean yes, and my no will always mean no. This is a command from Jesus when he was speaking on how to carefully make promises and not sin against God. Real simple. My yes means yes, and my no's means no. Yes has a definition. No has a definition. You don't misconstrue or compromise either one. Now, some people are gonna say, "Well, that's gonna make it boring. Like the sex is not gonna be that much pleasurable and that type of stuff." You want to risk your freedom for the word no and yes? Go right ahead. I, you be the fool behind bars, and your mugshot is going to end up on Shade Room, Baller Alert, Hollywood Unlocked, World Star, Neighborhood Talk, and I'm gonna be there laughing. What do women listen to? Spiritual World or something like that? Oh yeah, Jasmine Brand, all that shit. And I'm gonna be there laughing like, huh, had you only just listened. Respect the no. Now the value system, because my boundaries need to be acknowledged. The end. Because my boundaries need to be acknowledged. That's why you need to respect the yes and you need to respect the no. Because boundaries do not need to be crossed. Boundaries tell you what realm you can play in, and so on and so forth. And other parts of that, you need to stay out of it. So let me make. Oops. So let me make sure I put this in here. Hold on. My, excuse me. Yes. Oops. Where we at? See, this is why I need a new keyboard. My yes will always mean yes, and my no will always mean no. Because my boundaries need to be respected. My boundaries need to be acknowledged and respected. Let's see, almost done. Uh, And that's okay. Here we go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna copy and paste. We're gonna delete that. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Much better. So yeah, my yes will always mean yes, and my no will always mean no because my boundary needs to be acknowledged and respected. There was, like I said, you guys was here on YouTube this week and the last week. You understand that a boundary was crossed a long time ago. Now, to that person, he said he didn't know because of, I guess, the speed limit that was allowed back then. But then when we had this conversation earlier in the week, you realize that was unacceptable back then as well. And I want to say this goes on people either in my generations or beforehand, maybe even afterwards. I think because we played around. Oh, let me delete that. And okay, whatever. Because we played around with the nose because there's one thing that we all wanted at the end of the day. And I'm speaking in general, obviously, when I say this. There's some things that we all wanted at the end of the day. It's just that men and women, they bypass that. No, they speed right past that. And they go what they after for. It's like, no, fuck you, no. I want something I want it now. All because you did not put no respect on that word no. Two letters can save you a whole lot of problems. Now, I haven't seen that gentleman this week after that whole situation debacle when they went on the panel talking about it. Now, in fairness, I have the link here. It's now it's pinned to the top. I have the link, so if somebody has a comment that they want to speak to, I'll open the floor. If that gentleman wants to come and speak, he's more than welcome to. I don't care if he does or not. It doesn't bother me. But I think for my that this next segment, it might be worth him considering coming up here and having a conversation with me. But before we get into that, excuse me, the principle and the value system. My yes will always mean yes, and my no will always mean no because my boundaries needs to be acknowledged and respected. Do you see how simple that is? I know people are trying to have fun and play around, so on and so forth. Find another words to do it. Don't don't do it at the expense of the word no or yes for that matter. Be respectful, ladies and gentlemen. Be respectful to the word no. It will save you a lot. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, respect my notes. We're going to do a. Let me see if I have that. Well, whatchamacallit ready. Do I? Nope, sure don't. Let me type it in here. Bible work. Now, I don't. This is. I know. I mixed last call on Bible work last week. I'm giving Bible work its own segment. Matter of fact, it already has its own segment. Now, in this conversation, this like some of you guys know, like as a believer, this bothers me when people do this. I found out that this gentleman decided to bring up the Bible to justify his actions. So, what did he bring up? He brought up First Corinthians chapter 7, verses 3 and 4. First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 and 4, which is commonly used and also commonly taken out of context, excuse me. And with Tad insult to injury, he said he don't even believe in the faith, follow by the faith. He pretty much in some way, shape, or form he denounces it. He don't live by it. But you want to use the verse to justify your foolishness. So I'm going to change the translation to what do I want to use? Yes, let's just use the NIV for now. Okay, here's what he said. Here's pretty much this. Let me read verse 3 and 4 because I'm going to show y'all something. I said this on a Venus panel. I'm going to say it here. First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 and 4. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Let's keep going. The wife does not have authority over her body, but yields it to the husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his body, but yields it to the wife. In combinations, that means, well, um, don't hold out on sex. If your significant other wants it, they should have it because you got the one anyway. That's what people in this space like to, in this Fight Club sector. That's what people like to bring up. They like to bring up that verse. First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 and 4. How ironic they forgot verse 5. What is verse 5, ladies and gentlemen? Do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer, then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because you lack of self control. How did people forget that? How convenient, right? Verse 5 will will destroy a lot of people's talking points in the space. Anytime someone want to bring that up, hit them with verse 5 and ask them, so do you not believe in consent when it comes to marriage? Watch them shake up. Watch them tense up because they wasn't ready for that. Verse 5, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read verse 5 again. Do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self control. Maybe I need to read it in a different version. Let's see. Let's try it. Maybe let's see. King James, maybe. What did King James say? Where we at? J.K. Okay, here's the King James version. Here, what does King James say? Hmm. Defraud ye not one to other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinencies. Incontinencies, I believe that's the right word. But hey, the worst consent is that. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe someone said, "Hey, man, we Americans. We don't care about none of that other stuff. We pro America over here." Okay, if you say so. Let's see what they said in 1995. Let's see. 1995, the New American Standard Bible in 1995 start to properly one another except by agreement for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer and come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because you lack self-control. Okay, maybe that was out of date. Okay, it was back in 1995. Okay, I understand. Relax. Let's try an updated version then. What does the newer version say? Let's see. Stop depriving one another except by agreement for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer and come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because you lack self-control. Oh, it say the same thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe let me try something. Let me try my translation. You guys know me. I like the New Century version when it comes to speaking to the audience, so that way they have a clear cut understanding of what it is. Let me see what this verse 5 says in here. Do not refuse to give your bodies to each other unless you both agree to stay away from sexual relations for a time, so you can give yourself time to prayer, then come together again, so Satan cannot tempt you because of lack of self-control. Okay. Ooh, says that thing. You know what? I remember someone told me about this new version I never heard of. The NLT, New Living Translation. I found that out this year. Yeah, this year. What does that mean? New Living Translation. Let's see. Do not refuse to give your bodies to each other unless you both agree to stay away from sexual relations for a time, so you can give yourself time to prayer, then come together again, so Satan cannot tempt you because you lack self control. Oh, jeez Louise. They all say the same thing. It's all talking about consent. If if you want to sleep with your wife and she says no, no means no. Respect her no. See, this is what happens when some of y'all don't read the. Well, let me be nice. You have to respect their no's. Now, and guess what? Vice versa. There's some times where a husband just don't want to do it right now, or don't want to do it at all. That doesn't mean he's gay. That doesn't mean he's cheating on you. That just means he's not in it right now. Now, do you want some whack dick or bad sex so you can have something to complain to your friends about? Not that what they do in their bed is any of your friends' business. So simple. No means no. Now, also in chat in verse 5, it says, take some time, pray on it, and come back together again. Because if that no continues, that's a sign that there's something going on with that individual, and you guys have something much deeper going on than not having sex. And that's a story, that's a stream for another day. But for here, when it comes to this Bible, they even said no means no. Matter of fact, that's where the principle came from. Was what verse was that? It's Matthew something. Hold on. Actually, let me just do it like this. Okay, that was Matthew chapter 5 verse 37. That's what I thought. Yeah, Matthew chapter 5 verse 37. That's where that principle pretty much come from. Let your yes be yes, let your no's be no's. And also in that same book, it's talking about consent. If your wife says no, the answer is no. If your husband says no, the answer is no. Take have some time, think about it, pray on it, because and don't be away too long, because Satan is waiting for you. Satan is waiting for you. And also, with Satan waiting for you, he's just doing his job. It's it's your responsibility not to give in. So if you do give in, that ain't got nothing to do with Satan. That has everything to do with you. But we'll talk about that another stream. But the reason I brought that up is because people in this space continue to misuse the Bible for their own selfish gains, especially if they're not living by the Bible, if they don't live by the religion, or better yet, they don't even have a relationship with God Himself. So what are you stealing my stuff for, and not paying the proper price for it? So that's that goofy stuff that people want to do in these spaces. But moving forward, if somebody want to say you can, as it's a wife's duty to have sex with her husband or vice versa, and they say you can't deprive me, you can't hold your body from me. Hit them with verse 5. If you don't have consent, the answer is no. We can we can figure out a day and time when we can come back and consider that idea or do it. But right now, my answer is no. Start putting that out there from now on. Yeah, don't let anybody trick you out of the box to the point where you do it, you starfishing it, or you giving out white D and you ended up crying after the session is over. We don't we don't want none of that. So if you guys gonna use this Bible, use it correctly or don't use it at all. That simple, that easy. Now, one more thing before we go. Is it ready? All right, cool. Actually, let me put this down and let's talk about this real quick because I've actually found this today and I totally agree.
I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you got to go to work. You got to get up. You got to go do what you got to do. You got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so
Yes, sir.
they feel uncomfortable while they're working.
Y'all catch that? He is absolutely right. I don't have the luxury to be depressed. I don't. Even if I did, that's not a road I want to go down, anyways. So the question would then be, then what is depression then? Well, it's a mixture of things, but if I had to put a definition on there, which I pretty much did in the video, um, depression. Excuse me, let me make sure because I should write these stuff down because I tend to forget a lot. Where we at? Yeah, depression is a common and serious medical condition characterized by a persistent feeling of sadness, hopelessness, and a lack of interest in activities once enjoyed. And there's different levels of depression, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless of all that, it's still a luxury to be depressed. We're not talking about no chemical imbalance stuff that's out of your control. Internally, I might add. Internally, out of your control. If you guys was to let me widescreen this real quick. Do you guys see what's in my background? I did not get this because of depression. I had this because I go to work. I bust my ass every day doing what I got to do. You also do not. I've been down that road. Hard fight to be something. I agree. I believe you 100%. And one of my favorites said, "Hey Jess, how you doing, sweetheart?" See, I don't have like I said, all the stuff back here, and I'm moving in September. But yeah, that whole thing about, oh, I'm just not feeling it today. Oh, I don't want to be at work. Oh, I just want to be sad. All this other stuff. I don't have time for that. I literally, Christopher J or Christopher Guar for that matter, does not have time for that. You depressed? The place I stay at, they don't care. You depressed? The electricity I'm on, they don't care. You depressed? Phone bill, don't care. You depressed? My refrigerator, I got people to feed. Now, there is ways to deal with your depression. See, I don't have the luxury to sit here to be on the internet, to be on YouTube all day, um, talking about my feelings or whatever the case may be. Now, if I have time to kill, like 20 minutes, maybe 30 at the most, yeah, I'll do a get it off your chest and I'll keep it moving. I'm not here just talking, bashing, doing whatever regarding to my problems. I don't have the luxury to do that. Some people do. Let me stop lying. Most of y'all do. We don't. We got too many people relying on us, and you should already have some type of some something in place regarding your depression or how to handle it or whatever the case may be. Now the question is, how do I handle my depression, ladies and gentlemen? I don't have depression. I really don't, and I make sure with whatever I can control is to put that behind me or not even get involved in that. Excuse me. Let me go back to this. To not get involved with anything that's going to lead me down the road of depression. If I did, ladies and gentlemen, um, this 1-to-1, it is a luxury apartment. Yeah, let's just say I have to work and for a certain lifestyle. This is not cheap. Nothing about here about this 10th this anything in my background, and you guys, like I said, some of you guys have already seen the different sides of my house, so you understand, excuse me, my place, so you guys already know, like, he don't stay nowhere cheap. I don't. I stay here for now, but when I leave, I'm gonna make sure the quality is still good, but I always keep myself busy. I always keep myself focused. I always keep myself having people around me that's going to not compromise my spirits. This is one way of how you battle depression. Those are one of the few ways on how you battle depression. At least for me. Let me say that because I'm not no uh, clinician. Clinician is a clinician. I hope I said that right. I'm not that. I'm just tell you what works for me, but it's up to you to find out what works for you. So I'll play this video again because I think you guys need to hear it one more time before we go.
I think depression is a luxury
Wow.
because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you gotta go to work. You gotta get up. You gotta go do what you gotta do. You might don't. It got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there,
Mm-hmm.
but they got responsibilities, so
Yes,
they go.
sir.
They feel uncomfortable while they're working.
He's right. I'm about to go do 15 and a half. Well, at least I'm about to go do 15 hours today. When do I have time to be depressed? If anything, today I got some deadlines I need to make for school because this is my last week of my first class of four. So yeah, I ain't got time to be depressed. I really don't. Then after that, I gotta get a head start on next week's stream because this talking point right here. Let me see if I can find it. That was my fault. Uh, where is that? Okay. Yeah, because this talking point right here, men are natural leaders. We're bringing back talking point debunk. So yeah, I have a lot to do to keep myself busy, so that way depression is not something you can put on my jacket. So I keep myself busy. This keeps me one of the things that keep me busy. So please come back next week. We're going to talk about our men natural leaders. We're going to see that's a talking point worth debunking. So yeah, depression is a luxury. If you can afford to be depressed, hey, rock out. That's going to come back to haunt you. Definitely going to come back to cost you. What's good, my guy? How you feeling? But while I still got time, let me um let me go ahead and get out of here. But if anybody got any last minute thoughts on this, you can click the link and we can have a conversation. Because Lord knows I am exhausted. Oh, and actually, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna let whatchamacallit make an announcement on that, and we'll go on from there. So I won't even allude to it. But in closing, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, um, when it comes to no's, it's the most disrespected word in the English dictionary. That's because nobody wants to acknowledge it, nobody wants to respect it, even if they want to bypass it and get what they're looking for. You need to start respecting people's no's because that's when it get very molesting, for lack of a better word. Your yes needs to be yes. My yes will always mean yes, and my no will always mean no because my boundaries need to be acknowledged and respected. Um, the the individual said what he did was a mistake, and he'll never do that again. I hope so. And honestly, I hope you don't volunteer information like that again because that made no damn sense. I'm still trying to figure out the context on why you put that out there. And if this was to come up again and people say, call you, if people were to call you a rapist or a molester, and on top of that, you also say you don't care. I don't care about none of that, but you want to defend yourself at every possible turn. Just sit there, shut up, relax, and take it like your wife did in the early 90s against her will, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get out of here. On your way out, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Oops. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. $sign the BTSI shows the Cash App. Participant waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will receive $100. Then the Cash App giveaway. If you're a wrench holder on my channel, you're missing it. My apologies. Type in "where's my wrench" and I'll get that fixed immediately. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please remember, moving forward, respect other people's no's. This is the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out and have a nice day.
Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.
Doctor?
Like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't extraterrestrial, 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 like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, extraterrestrial, 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 like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, extraterrestrial, 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 like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial,
Doctor?
like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, extraterrestrial, 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 like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, extraterrestrial, 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 like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, like I don't belong, I feel like I don't belong, extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial.